Hi, my name is Julie Lafleur, and I'm an energy medicine practitioner and teacher. And today I'd like to show you how to trace the radiant circuits. All right, let's dive right in. So we're going to start by tracing central meridian. And so we're going to start here at the pubic bone. Just have your hands hover over the front of your body and trace up the midline. Remember to breathe. And then it stops at the bottom of the lip. I just kind of take this key and lock that energy in. And next we'll do governing. So the governing meridian starts at the tailbone. And so you move your hand up the spine, go as far as you can, no pressure. Grab it energetically with the other hand, trace up over the face. This one ends at the bottom of the lip. And again, I just like to lock that in. So these two meridians really help to stabilize and balance your energy. And so it's like plugging in your system before we even start. And so there we go. We are plugged in and ready to go. And we're going to start with the yin bridge flow. And so for that, we're going to place our hands at the back of our head, just hovering. And then with the breath, bring it up to the forehead. And we just pause, take a breath. And then we take it down to under the eye. And we go down to our chest, cross over my hands and take a breath. And then here we can draw 3 big hearts on our torso. This activates joy and self-compassion. And then from here, you just trace all the way down the body, down your legs. And then you can hook your hands to the bottom of your feet and kind of do a little hop up. And then trace spleen all the way up. So that starts at the outside of the big toe. So you trace up the body, and get to just below the armpit, and you do some figure 8s here. So get used to that one. You'll see a lot of that. Next, we're going to do penetrating flow. And so you move your hands to your lower back where you'll find the Mingmen point. The Mingmen point is directly opposite the belly button on the spine. And so you just wake that Mingmen up a bit, give it a rub. You can even tap it if you'd like. I move my hand back and forth to wake it up. And then from there, kind of just trace down the sacrum and then up the hips to the pubic bone, all the way up the midline to the mouth. You can rest your hands gently here beside your lip. I have my thumbs just behind the ear here. And take a deep breath. You can also cover your mouth a few times like this. Take a deep breath. So taking slow, full, deep breaths here really allows the energy to move deeply through the system, like penetrating flow does. It's meant to go deep. Okay, so now the yang bridge flow. And so we're going to place our hands, and we're going to sweep up over the back of the head. And then we're gently going to draw some figure 8s over the neck, and then moving down the back of the body, just drawing some figure 8s. And then a Z, across, and then down, and then across. And you take your hands and you just smooth all the way down, pinch up the Achilles heel, up the little toe, up spleen, so up the side of the big toe, up the legs of the body, and drawing figure 8s here. And then you do penetrating flow, down, up, and some deep breaths here. And now the yin regulator. And so we're going to trace 3 hearts from top of our face. This feels so calming and so nurturing. It helps to regulate the nervous system and put the fight, flight, or freeze response at ease. And trace down the neck. Trace the inside of the arms. and down the front of your body. Give the sides of your feet a bit of a squeeze, and then we trace up spleen, and then penetrating flow, down and up, the breath. And so now yang regulator, so you start at the eyes and you sweep up over the back of the head, and you smooth down the back of the arms, down the body. Give your heels a squeeze, off the baby toe, up spleen. You know what you're doing here. 8s, penetrating flow, you can just trace that up over the hips. Okay, so now we're gonna do the belt flow. Now this is to balance the upper and lower body, making sure the energy can move and flow throughout the body. And so you place one hand on your Mingmen point, we found that earlier, and then the other hand on the side of your waist. And you're just kind of imagining you're grabbing any energy that can be stuck there. So you smooth across the waist a few times, keep sweeping down, cross over to the other side, and then off the toe, up spleen on that side, doing some figure 8s here, and then you're perfectly placed to do the other side of the belt flow. So just grab any energy, smooth it up over, crossing over, off that foot, and you can trace spleen all the way up. Penetrating flow one more time. And this time you can bring your hands on your heart, take a deep breath. Your radiant circuits are now activated, helping you feel more centered, more joyful, more alive. And they help to remind us that joy isn't something outside of us that we have to chase, but it's an energy inside that we have the power to activate ourselves. And so I hope you found this useful. Thank you for sticking with me, and enjoy. Take good care.